Good day, everyone. My name is Dan of Sharpe Trade LLC, and this video is going into our playlist or series or free online course or whatever you want to call it of trading psychology and emotional discipline. So much of trading is a mental game. We're trying to keep it simple in this playlist, address concepts and ideas that come up again and again and again and again and again, but at the same time cover them, because trading is a mental game, and trading's about just enduring discomfort and pain and learning how to act opposite of the way most humans operate. If you're just seeing this video as a standalone video, please remember it is part of a series. You can find it at Sharpe Trade itself under the educational series. Scroll down, third one down, you'll see Trading Psychology, Emotional Discipline. That'll show you the entire series, or you can go to our YouTube page and you just scroll down on the YouTube page and you should see the playlist. Sitting in these chairs, we can get them as comfortable as possible. We can have lumbar support, staring at charts for hours, doing some research on a company, listening to conference calls, put you in the seat quite a bit. These chairs will break your body because you will be doing this for years and years and years on end. It's affected my body over the course of years. I've got a pinched nerve at the bottom of my spine. Sitting in chairs for long periods of time can wreak havoc on your body. You can view this entry as preaching, but I don't care. I have found it helps me immensely. That's all we're doing here, is sharing things that help improve our mental game or that have helped us, and at the same time, you might find help you. Physically train is what we're saying. Do some PT, right? Physical training. You need to do that. You need to get your body out of this chair. You need to exercise. You need to go to the gym. You need to do walking, whatever. It can be as complicated as you want to make it. Years ago, I trained under Steve Lamont. Someone know of him. He's written his own book on negatives. I trained under Steve. Steve taught me a ton. It's just an incredible amount of knowledge that Steve gave me. He was a certified trainer. I'm not sure if he still is or not. I haven't talked to Steve in years. But I trained under him, and Steve trained quite heavily. I mean, he wrote a book on negatives, right? And he wrote a book on training. So, I mean, if you're doing negatives, that's some pretty intensive stuff. You can either go that route, but even Steve told me, he's like, you should not be at a gym every single day. He looked at me, man, he was like, I hate your guts, Dan. And he was always joking, because it's like, your body is perfectly formed. You've just got this huge, wide chest, and man, and I was like, oh no, you can't build me up. I can't gain muscle tone. Don't ever tell a certified financial, like an actual physical trainer that. Don't tell him things like that. I was always like, no, I'm too skinny. He's like, I guarantee you before the summer's out, I can put 20 pounds of muscle, no juice, just pure muscle on your body. He did it. Guy's good. But what I'm saying here is, you can go either that intensive, and even if you go that route, Steve taught me, do cardio on your off days, but you shouldn't be at that gym. He's like, I always laugh when I'll be at the gym and he'll be conducting some business or something. He says, it always cracked me up when people come in at 9 a.m. and not leave till 4. It's like, after 95 minutes, anything that you've done to benefit your body, you're destroying. He told me, with a body like yours, you come in here, you do this particular routine. It'll get you where you need to be. 90 minutes, leave. Even if it's not a good workout, you don't get a good pump, leave. So my point here is saying is, even when you're training and training heavy, you don't need to be in the gym all the time. Right? But it doesn't have to be that intense. But I have something physical I'm doing every other day.
And I do want to reiterate, before we do this, that it will help your psyche. It will help your focus, which helps your trading. As many know, I spent some time volunteering abroad. By the time I got home, this was in a developing land, by the time I got home, blood is coming out of parts of my body it's not supposed to come out of. Well, I guess blood isn't supposed to come out of any part of your body, really. But it really was not supposed. It's not supposed to be coming out of where it was coming out of. My skin had turned gray. I'm nearly 6 feet, just a little bit shy of 6 feet, or 1.81 meters, for those of you who use the metric system. I'm about 198 pounds, or about 89 kilos. I was down to 132 pounds. I had been through a lot. As I said, my skin was gray. They wanted to take me to the hospital immediately when they saw me. And unfortunately, when I got home, there was actually a lot more to go through than when I got home. And actually, when I got back into the States, even though, yes, I had been, through the death of a friend and everything like that, but actually, when I got back to the States, I went through something that actually triggered me into going into what I would just say is a very, very dark place mentally. And I'm just going to leave it there. My point in saying that is what helped me get through it and recover was physical training. I mean, stressing my actual physical body out through PT. It just sort of like triggered my body to start working, working at repairing itself. And the ancillary benefit, very obviously, is began to sort of repair my psyche as well. Okay, so my point in saying that is to just absolutely emphasize, underscore, I cannot stress this enough. Physical training will assist your mental focus. And you need mental focus for trading. I've been through some pretty rough crap in my life, and I'm telling you, physical training has helped me immensely. Because remember, this series is what? Trading psychology and emotional discipline. You train your body, it will help you with your psychology and your emotional discipline. I don't want to train today. I don't want to. Yeah, well, who cares? Shut up and do it. Right? You have to just sort of buckle down and discipline yourself. You build those habits, as we said from that Google search. Seriously, do the Google search that we put it in the title and the text and the credits. It had appeared on Medium. Google search, How Exercise Shapes You Far Beyond the Gym. It was by Brad Stulberg. The benefits, it affects everything. So it's like, well, yeah, it's physical training. Your body looks a little better, But the point of that article was it's amazing how that becomes a keystone to other factors and facets of your life. Like trading. So, and the second thing I want to say is I'm not really what I would consider, how do I put this kindly and yet firmly, a nut. You know what I mean? They had that Seinfeld episode where they go to see this alternative healthcare guy, and the guy's like got a triangle over George's head, and he's having him drink tea that turns his body purple. Rubbing plastic on parts of the body. Ooh, you're high in this. You need to stop taking warm showers. You need to, it's lunacy, right? There are other actual entire channels on YouTube dedicated to like debunking all of that stuff and showing how much of it is just a hoax and a scam for money. I mean, like taking it through the scientific process. I saw this one girl and she was like, this is supposed to relax you for sleep. And she literally took the whole bottle and just downed it. Every last pill. Now, she was a pharmacist, so she knew exactly what was in those, but she's like, it did nothing to her. She just sat there and talked. It was like, it's baloney. So my point is, I'm not one of these nuts, right? Put this triangle over your head and live in the aura of health. It's like, yeah, whatever. Nut job. Matter of fact, our firm's lawyer sort of jokes around with me, and friendly ribbing, but he always plays that one Cartman bit from South Park.
No, hippies all around me. Hippies, they're everywhere. They want to save the earth, but all they do is smoke pot and smell bad. Help. Now,
that's a little bit of a humorous take, but it is sort of accurate, He threw that up a couple of times. He's like, every time I see this, I think of Dan. But my point is, what is the sort of the byline of Sharpe trade? Reason, rationality, balance. In other words, when it comes to being healthy, I don't go overboard. I like having the occasional beer. I don't eat as much red meat as I used to, but every once in a while I like having my steak, So I don't go overboard, and I definitely don't go into that nutty stuff. But keep it simple, right? Just like earlier in this playlist, what did we say? With trading strategies, keep it simple. There's no reason to get into all these complicated relationships and try and come up with something that just takes you 15 minutes before you can even, begin to think about initiating the trade. No, keep it simple. Best traders I know, trust me, it's simple, but they have the focus and the discipline to stick with the trading strategy. So the same thing can be true of training, okay? Keep it simple. Matter of fact, I am going to be going back to the gym pretty soon, and there's a routine that I do. It's about, about 20 weeks long, I think, by Hugo Rivera. Many people that train know that name, Hugo Rivera. For more for gain, it's a 21-week routine where, you alternate between, recovery and volume and recovery, and then more volume and recovery, and then sort of a hybrid, and then but even doing that, when I go back to the gym, I think that's only 3 days a week, and I'm never in the gym more than 70 minutes, maybe 80 minutes, which is only about, on average, 35 minutes a day. And actually, Hugo Rivera says that. Don't ever make it long. My point here is keep it simple. Even if you're in that sort of routine, you should not be in that gym for a long period of time. Steve told me that. I know Mr. Rivera says the exact same thing. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you something brief. If you are not getting in shape, you want to get in shape, you think it improves your mental focus, I'm telling you, it will improve your mental focus, and it will help your trading. And if you don't believe me, I'm telling you, do it for the next 4 months, and then get back with me. I'm going to give you something here, ridiculously stupid simple. I'm not a certified trainer, okay? This is just Dan's experience, and coming out of literally hell in my own body and in my own psyche, what I did, and it helped me. So maybe it'll help you, and it is literally this simple. Also, remember that this is for folks that are looking at trading and not doing anything. Right? Some people already train, fine, you may not need this, but this is more for folks who are absolutely doing nothing at the moment, okay? And I'm urging you, I'm telling you, it's going to help, and at the same time, I don't think this would take you maybe 25 minutes. You may want to time it, but let me think. 25 minutes on the exercises portion anyways. That's on a per day basis, it'll be about 10 minutes per day. Of course, yeah. Anyways, as you'll see. So this is for folks who are doing nothing. It's not going to take you long. Okay. The very first thing I would say is every morning. I swear by this because, as I had previously stated, I was in really bad shape, especially my guts were in really, really bad shape, and my wife took good care of me. She started me having me do this every single morning and eat this every single morning, and I feel it really helped. Well, besides every morning, the first thing I would say is cut out all refined sugar and junk food. That stuff is poison. You are killing your body. It's been proven many times over that high amounts of sugar will just act like cancer fuel to your body. That is just like rocket fuel for cancer. Get the sugar and the junk out of your diet, especially the refined sugar. Then every morning, tablespoon of natural honey, not fake honey, real honey, especially if it's local. It'll help your allergies. And aspirin. Small cup of sesame seeds. There's nutrients, or any seeds really, but especially sesame seeds. That also helps fight cancer. But there's stuff in sesame seeds you can't get in a lot of other foods. Berries, like just a few berries, just something like some strawberries or blueberries or something like that. On every other day, I switch this next one up. I either have a probiotic, something like kefir or whatever you call it. It's like a probiotic Some people cannot handle the raw stuff, so just you may want to get it flavored. It has a little bit of sweetener in it, but I'm telling you, most people can't do just a straight probiotic kefir drink. They can't. I mean, it tastes like sour milk. So I get the flavored stuff because I tried the raw stuff, and honestly, I mean, it helps your gut immensely, but I swear to God, it was the worst thing I'd ever tried to drink in my life. So, but I get the flavored stuff, tastes like a milkshake. Who doesn't want a milkshake every morning? And then that's on alternating days. One morning I'll have that. The next morning I have something like a smoothie drink, right? Like Green Machine or these Berry Boost stuff, and with seaweed, and it actually tastes like a fruit drink. It tastes pretty good. And then in with it, some leafy greens, just a few, just spring mix or some just actual greens. Obviously not head lettuce. That stuff is just concentrated water. I have that every single morning. It's amazing how much that helped my gut. All right, then you move on to the days of the week. So the first thing on each one of these days is stretches. Stretch for about 10 minutes, maybe less. The importance of stretching cannot be overestimated. I'm not going to get into all of the benefits of stretching, but do some research for yourself. When we say stretching, stretch your inner thigh muscles, your quads, do, single leg quad stretches, stretch the back in the muscles in your back, arms over your head, stretch your chest, arm to one side, arm to the other side. So stretch for about 10 minutes. That has to be done each and every time. It cannot be overestimated. The next thing, and I would say rest for 35 seconds, but if you're brand new to this, who I sort of wrote this up for, take it to 90 seconds if you must, but try and get the rest period down a little bit. The next thing you're going to want to do is simple push-ups. They're also called sissy push-ups. Basically, it's just like a regular push-up, only you put your knees on the floor. So your knees are on the floor, and you kick out however many of those you kick out. You'll notice that it says XX, simple push-ups. We're not going to tell everybody what to do, so I'm not going to get in here and say, kick out for me, 100 push-ups. Everybody's at where everybody's at, and I specifically wrote this up for people that are brand new. Some people are brand new, can't do that many even simple push-ups. The main thing is just like trading consistency. Whether you want to do it or not want to do it is irregardless. I can't believe I almost said that. Is beside the point. Just you have to keep at it consistently, and the amount you can do will increase over time. So again, however many simple push-ups you can do, rest 35 seconds or try and get it down to around there, 35, 40 seconds. Then you're going to want to kick out however many sit-ups. Everybody knows how to do a sit-up. I'm not, again, XX sit-ups. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, kick out this many sit-ups. Just improve that over time, and it will improve as you get stronger, and as long as you do it consistently. If you do it Monday and then don't come back for 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to improve the number of sit-ups you do. So do it consistently. Then rest. Okay, so after you do your sit-ups, rest. Now, for some reason on the outline here, I got this switched around. Usually after my sit-ups, actually that's when I do my leg lifts. Leg lifts, very simple. Everybody knows what a leg lift is. Lie on your back on the floor, then lift both of your legs up into the air, right? It works your abs as well. So however many leg lifts that you can do, kick those out, right? Again, your back's on the floor, you're staring at the ceiling, and you're lifting both legs up. It works your abs. However many you can do, keep at it consistently. And again, then you want to rest. Then after the leg lifts, that's when I do my regular push-ups. I hate push-ups. Hate them. Every time I get to my push-ups, it's like, God, I hate these things. Doesn't matter what I hate. I got to do it. Doesn't matter what I like to do or not like to do. Who cares what you like to do? So do however many push-ups you can do. And again, we only put XX. I'm not going to sit here and say do 100 push-ups. Whatever you can do. This was written for people that need to start doing some amount of PT. Okay? And then, let me see, we're past the push-ups, the leg lifts. Yeah, squats. You can work up to this generally, where you go down like you're going to sit in a seat and then lift up, and then go down like you're going to sit in a seat and then lift up. You can work up to that, but generally the way to begin those, I think, is just act like you're sitting in a seat, like you're squatting without a seat underneath you, right? And try and hold that for 30 seconds. So you can do a little bit more, like, when you get a little further into your PT, do like 9 squats up and down, and then come down and then hold it for 35 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever you can do. But that's your squats. Okay, then again, rest. Then calf raises. Calf raises is pretty simple. I should hope. I should hope everybody understands calf raises. You're standing straight up. You go up on your tiptoes. That's 1. Come back down. Go back up on your tiptoes. That's 2. You're exercising your calf muscles. Do 30 of those. And then, I did put some numbers in here, like the squats, but try and do 30. You should be able to do 30. And when you're on the very last one, then hold your calves, like hold yourself up on your toes for 30 seconds. Okay? Then you're done with those. Rest. Now, I've got counter push-ups here. Some people can do dips instead of the counter push-ups. What are dips? You ever seen somebody get 2 chairs, set them opposite of each other? You put your feet on the seat of one chair and then put your 2 hands behind you on the other chair, and then you dip down. You're working your back muscles. You can work out however many of those you want, or you can also do counter push-ups. But if you do the counter push-ups, make sure you're working your back. That's very, very important. Work your back muscles. Okay? So if you're going to do however many counter push-ups you can, that's great, but work your, use your back muscles when you're doing it. And there's a very specific reason for that. If you do too many chest exercises, you will get something called angular scalping, where your chest will get muscular enough to where it'll pull your arms forward. You don't want that. Trust me. Okay? So just make sure you're working your back. Some people prefer to do dips, and where they're actually using their back muscles to put their feet on one chair, put their arms behind them on the second chair, and then dip down. So you can do that. And again, rest for 35 seconds. And finish with 2 sets of planking. However long you can hold it. Maybe in the beginning you can only do 15 seconds planking. What is planking? This actually really helps if you have, like myself, you have back problems like L1, L2, and as well as like T2. Bulging discs, pinched nerves, because what helps your back is building your core strength and muscles in your back. Trust me, if you've got back problems, this helps. Planking is where you lay down and then you straighten your body up like you're going to do a push-up, only you're not on your hands, you're on your elbows. So from your elbow to your fist is flat. Do you understand what we're saying? So form a fist. And then to your elbow, that's flat on the ground on both arms. And then lift yourself up like you are going to do a push-up almost, but just hold it. And hold that for however long you can. You can look it up on the net, all of this stuff too. But that's called planking. Do 2 sets of those, resting about 35 to 40 seconds in between time. And again, I'll say it again, for your back, boy, does that do wonders, especially as a trader, sitting in a seat, day in, day out. Planking helps build the muscles around your core, and you need good core strength, especially when you have a bad back. Now, you can do this on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. When I got back to the United States, this is what I was doing. Okay, this is what I was doing to basically get my body back to where it needed to be. It should not take you long. It's super simple. There's no reason other than duelistness, which I have no respect for, that people wouldn't try to start to do something like this. And then on Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday, I can no longer run. long distances like I used to. I used to love to run. I ran ever since I was a child, really. And I mean, I would go out in the morning, even as a young child, and go for a run. I loved it. Unfortunately, my body won't let me do that anymore. So I've had a knee operation. I'm telling you, I've gotten pretty banged up. I've got a knee operation. My knee won't let me do it. And especially the base of my spine will not let me do that. I can still run. I just can't, run long distances like I used to love to. So if you want to run and you can run, get some great shoes. Go for a light jog. For as long as you can get it, you can get a pedometer on your phone. Right? You can get a pedometer on your phone and work up and do that Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Or if you're like me and your body's pretty banged up, walk as fast as you can walk. Work up to about 2.5 miles. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday will take you the longest amount of time. That actually, that does bump up your time per week, but that mainly should only take you maximum 40 minutes. Plus, it's nice to get out and take a walk. So that's it. If this is what I did basically when I came back to the United States and my body was just busted all to pieces. This is what I did to get healthy. And Sunday you just rest. There's no reason not to do it. It will give you more energy, which you need. It'll improve your focus. I am telling you. Do this. If you're not doing anything, and that's who I'm talking to, and you want to be a trader, and you're not doing anything right now, do this for the next 4 months and tell me that it hasn't assisted you. It hasn't helped you. I dare you. And then after you're built up from this and, you're doing 50 push-ups or whatever and 50 sit-ups and you feel pretty good, then you can move on to something like I mentioned, Hugo Rivera's 21-week program in the gym. And even that's not going to take you that long. Even in the gym, you shouldn't be in there. Mr. Rivera, I should say, says it, as well as Steve. He told me the same thing. You should only be in that gym 60 to 90 minutes max. So even that, once you're done with this, you can move on to something like that. But it should not be complicated, and it should not take you long.
Each one of those things only takes me either 20 minutes. The walks, sometimes if I go for a walk for 2 miles, I can't really run anymore because again, my body's breaking down. I'm 45. At the time of this recording, I've had surgery on my knee. I've got a jacked up back, L1, L2. So I can't run anymore, but I really try to kick it out on that run or on that, walk. That's 2 miles every other day, 3 days a week. It's like 40 minutes. 40 minutes and you're done. You're done. When I'm doing the other stuff, I'm usually done with the stretching and the whole 9 yards. 25 minutes. 25 minutes is all it takes. Now, there's the benefit that it improves your body, but it also improves your mind. Exercise helps improve your focus. It does. There's been more studies written on that I know what to do with. I'm telling you, 25 minutes a day. 25 minutes. That's all it takes. 25, 30 minutes, you're done. 24 hours in a day. You can't take aside 25 minutes. Because I'm telling you, sitting in this seat will break your body. I've watched it happen to guys. I've watched it happen to them. So take 25 minutes out of every other day. You don't even have to do it every day. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're done. When you break that up between 7 days, it's more like 10 minutes per day. But yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's all I do. 25 minutes. You look great. Your mind's more sharp. And you're fighting. Listen, you guys that are young, you don't believe this. You're going to get older. It's going to happen. And what you put off now, you will pay for later. I know I sound like the old guy right now, but you seriously will. So, PT, physical training, do it, seriously. I can guarantee you this. I can't guarantee, but you know what I'm saying. Friendly advice. It's going to help your trading. You'll be more focused, more clear. You'll feel better about yourself. And at the same time, you'll be fighting the fact that these chairs break down your bodies. And you're just going to feel better. I guarantee you that one. You're going to, at the end of just do it for 3 or 4 months. You will feel better. You'll have more energy. You'll be able, I think, personally, just my opinion, you'll be able to trade better. You have a good-looking body. That's always great. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, who doesn't want a good-looking body? But for now, that has been just our thoughts on the matter, right? And it's been, like I said, there's more studies that I could point to. But that has, again, just been our thoughts, not yours. For whatever the heck date is, as always, stay safe, trade well, and remember that love doesn't cost a dime.